What's up, folks? It's the Sportsbook Killer, UFC Fight Night 239. We're going to start the card off with the main event, the heavyweights. Tai Tuivasa is going to be fighting Marcin Tybura. Marcin Tybura is a jiu-jitsu black belt. He's a versatile striker. Nothing exciting about the way he fights. You won't see anything exciting. Tai Tuivasa is a very hard puncher with strong leg kicks. I'm going to go with Tai Tuivasa on this one. Though I am a little concerned about Tybura's grappling and being able to take Tuivasa down. However, I think Tuivasa should at least be able. He's been in there with grapplers before, so he should at least be able to work his way back up if he does get taken down. I don't like to bet a lot of money on Tuivasa because I see after his fights when he wins, he drinks beer out of someone's sweaty sneaker, and I just can't bet heavy on somebody that'll drink beer out of another man's sweaty sneaker. But, I will add him to a parlay and see what he does. I really don't want to take the over-under on this one. I may make a small bet that the fight makes it to the second round. And that's about it. So I'll take Tuivasa and with a small prop that the fight makes it out of the first round and starts the second round. The next fight we have are the welterweights. We got Brian Battle going up against Angelosa. This is going to be a very good fight, I think. I'm going to roll with Angelosa on this one. I'm going to pick the upset. Brian Battle, he's a versatile striker. He's a fast striker. Has a lot of different kicks, but he has a very weak ground game. Angelosa, on the other hand, has great boxing, and he is a hard puncher with fast hands. He has a strong chin, so he can take a good shot, but he has very good takedowns. I would even say some explosive takedowns, and he has a good ground game. So I'm going to predict the upset. I won't go too heavy on Losa because I'm not too crazy about his cardio either, but I'll take Angelosa on this one, and I'm going to be taking, I think this fight will more than likely go the distance, so I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop, and I'll be taking the over 2.5 round prop as well. Next fight, we got the light heavyweights. We got over in St. Peru, and we have Kennedy Zechukwu. My apologies if I'm pronouncing that man's name wrong. Kennedy is a 5-1 favorite. Over in St. Peru is good. He was actually he fought some really top-notch light heavyweights. He's a good light heavyweight, but just never was able to break into the upper echelon, the top 5. But he's 40 years old now, and he is a jiu-jitsu brown belt. He has some very strong kicks, but he keeps doing those same kicks over and over again, the same teep kick to the stomach, and and his boxing's rather weak. So I'm going to go with Kennedy Zechukwu on this one. Kennedy's ground game is weak, but he is a very hard striker. And he'll throw knees, he'll throw a kick here and there, but he is a very hard puncher. And he's a big guy, stands at roughly around 6'5". He's a pretty big dude. So I'm going to take Kennedy on this one, and I'm going to go with a little side bet, a prop bet that the fight starts the second round. And that's about the best I can do with that one. But I'll definitely take Kennedy Zechukwu over in St. Peru. The next fight's going to be the bantamweights. Penny Kianzad going up against Macy Chiasson. I looked at Kianzad's fights. She's a jiu-jitsu purple belt, but her grappling is weak. Her ground game is weak, and she has poor cardio. I'm going to go with Macy Chiasson. She is going to look really big in there. She's like 5'11", and she's a versatile striker with a very strong chin. And she has been in there with some very good fighters and performed really well. So she just couldn't get the victory, but she performed really well. So I'm going to go with Macy Chiasson. She's about a 2-1 favorite on this one. And I think the fight goes the distance, so I'm going to take the over 1.5 and over 2.5 round prop. And I may even be tempted to go with betting on the fight going the distance. So that'll be that for the bantamweights. Macy Chiasson over Penny Kianzad. Next fight we have is the middleweights. I'm gonna go with We got Gerald Meerschaert going up against Brian Barberena. I am totally clueless as to who I could even think might win this fight. Gerald Meerschaert. I'll just give you the ballistics and you can make your own decision. Gerald Meerschaert is a jiu-jitsu black belt. He's a kickboxing black belt. His boxing's rather weak. His ground game is phenomenal, but he has very weak takedowns. And Brian Barberena, they call him Bam Bam for a reason. He just comes forward and bangs. Now, he doesn't have that one-hitter-quitter knockout power, but he will keep coming forward and just keep accumulating points with various shots. He just keeps punching and punching and punching, and the punches just start to wear on his opponent, and eventually they'll wilt when he wins, which hasn't been a lot lately. So I'm not even going to bet on this fight. If I was going to bet, I probably would be forced to take Meerschaert. But I'm going to do the prop where the fight starts the second round. I will bet that. And I may even take a chance on the fight starting the starting the third round prop as well. Next fight, we have the lightweights. Natan Levy versus Mike Davis. Now, whatever you do, don't miss this fight. This is going to be good. I can't wait to see this one. Natan Levy is a karate black belt and a kung fu black belt. He has very strong kicks. He's a hard striker with a strong chin, and his wrestling's good. Mike Davis, on the other hand, man, this guy's wrestling is phenomenal. He has a great ground game, explosive takedowns. He's a hard striker. I got to go with Mike Davis on this one over Natan Levy. Got to go with Mike Davis on this one. And I'm guessing this fight will probably go the distance or get close to the distance. So I'll be taking those over props, the over 1.5 round prop. And maybe a little on the over 2.5 round prop. But I'm definitely going to take Mike Davis over Natan Levy. Next fight, we got the bantamweights. Josiane Nunes going up against Chelsea Chandler. Josiane Nunes is on fire, man. She's just beating everybody. This woman's only like 5'2", short but thick. She has a strong chin, good cardio. She's a pressure fighter, and very hard puncher. And she has good leg kicks. Chelsea Chandler is a big girl. She's tall. She's thick. She's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. Her ground game isn't much to brag about, but she's a pressure fighter as well and a hard puncher. So this should be a very interesting fight. I'm going to go with Josiane Nunes. I wouldn't go too crazy on her because, like I said, she's fighting a really big opponent who can throw. So I'm going to go with Nunes, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop with it. I'm tempted to take the over 2.5 round prop as well, so I more than likely will do that as well. The next fight, we got the featherweights. Now, this is going to be a fight. We got Christian Rodriguez going up against Isaac Dogarian. I like this fight. Man, do I like this fight. Christian Rodriguez is a jiu-jitsu purple belt. He's a very versatile striker, hard striker, and has a good ground game and good cardio. But Isaac Dogarian, man, oh man, this guy's like a 3-time NCAA state wrestling champ. He has a great ground game and really good takedowns. He takes a guy down, then he beats the guy down. So I'm going to be rolling with Isaac Dogarian on this one, and I'm even going to throw a little side bet on the under 2.5 round prop on this one, because if he gets Rodriguez down, he may very well be able to end the fight. I mean, this guy is ground and pound 2.0. He is something, I'm telling you. Christian Rodriguez, he's good. He surprised me when he was able to stop the takedowns of Raul Rosa, because I thought Rosa would dominate him on the ground in that fight. But he weathered the storm and came back and won that fight. But this guy, Dogarian, this is wrestling on a whole nother level here. This is a guy with actual wrestling stamina. So I'm going to be going with Dogarian on this one, and hopefully he can pull it off for us. And like I said, I put a little something on the under 2.5 round prop just in case he grounds and pounds Rodriguez into oblivion. Next fight's going to be the lightweights. We got Thiago Moises going up against Mitch Ramirez. Right now, Moises is a 4-1 favorite. I don't even have to spend much time on this fight. I'm definitely going to take Thiago Moises. He's fought all the best lightweights, and he's done really good against some. So, he's a really good fighter. He's a jiu-jitsu black belt, versatile striker, has good grappling and really good takedowns. So this is going to be Mitch Ramirez's UFC debut. He picked the worst fighter to have your debut against, but okay. But Ramirez, he's a versatile striker as well, but he has weak takedowns. He can punch, though. So we'll see what happens. But one of my stronger picks is this Thiago Moises fight. I think he'll definitely beat Mitch Ramirez. And I don't want to go with the over-under because I think this is up to Moises. Whenever he wants to end it, I think he'll be able to. So if I did anything, I might throw maybe a little something on the under 2.5 round prop. The next fight, we have the flyweights. Rafael Filho going up against Ode Osborne. Now, this is one where I'm going to take the upset and pick Ode Osborne. He's going to be the underdog in this one. Now, Rafael Filho, understand, he's the former Pan Am Jiu-Jitsu champ. He's a versatile striker. He has really good grappling and a good ground game and solid submissions, but his takedowns are rather weak. And I think Ode Osborne has been in with enough grapplers at this stage of the game to be able to defend those takedowns. And he's a jiu-jitsu purple belt as well. Not saying he's on the level of Rafael, but, he's not unfamiliar to being on the ground. So I'm going to go with Osborne because of his boxing. If he can keep the fight standing, he will piece Rafael Filho up really well and may even score a knockout or at least one knockdown. So I'm going to go with Ode Osborne on this one, and I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop. I'm not totally confident on that, but I know it's probably going to pay out well, and the fight may make it to halfway through the second or third, halfway through the second round at least, I'm thinking. So I'll be taking Ode Osborne and the over 1.5 round prop. Next fight, we got the featherweights, Josh Culibao versus Danny Silva, who's relatively new to the UFC. Josh Culibao has fast hands, and he is a hard puncher. He's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. He has great boxing and great cardio. This guy's really good. And Danny Silva just hasn't fought anybody UFC caliber, so I got to go with Culibao. And right now you can get him you have to give up 2-1 odds, which is relatively cheap for somebody who's fought the guys that Culibao has fought in the UFC. He's good. His stand-up game is good. His striking is phenomenal. So that's one of my stronger picks as well. I'll be taking Josh Culibao over Danny Silva. Next fight, we got the strawweights. Jacqueline Amarim going up against Corey McKenna. I've made the mistake of betting on Jacqueline Amarim before. She's a jiu-jitsu black belt. She has a really good ground game, but she has a 5-minute ground game. Once them 5 minutes are up, it's open season on her. So her boxing's weak, her cardio's weak, and in a lot of fights where I've bet on her, if she couldn't get one fight in particular where when I bet on her, she couldn't get the takedown. So she was just diving for legs the entire rest of the fight. It was just pathetic. So I'm going to take a chance on Corey McKenna. I'm not super confident, so I won't be betting a whole lot on this fight, but I will take Corey McKenna. And I'm going to take the over 1.5 round prop. Corey McKenna trains at Team Alpha Male. She's a jiu-jitsu purple belt. Her boxing's not great, but she does have really good takedowns, and she has really good wrestling and a solid ground game. So I'll be taking Corey McKenna on this one. Next fight, we have the bantamweights. Charalampos Gregorio versus Chad and Helliger. I'm not even going to mess with this fight, but I'll give you the ballistics. You do what you want to do with them. Charalampos Gregorio has a good ground game. He has good boxing, and he's a versatile striker. This is going to be his UFC debut. Chad and Helliger, he's a jiu-jitsu brown belt, has a very strong chin, versatile striker, and he's a good boxer. I've watched these guys' fights. Neither one of them impressed me enough to actually bet on. But I'll take a chance and bet on the over 1.5 round prop. I will do that, and may even throw a little something on the over 2.5 round prop as well. That's about the best I can do for this fight. You guys are kind of on your own on that one because I'm not going to touch this one. And just want to keep on encouraging people when you're doing your parlays, 2-pick parlays, no more than 3. You might want to do one fight, pick the winner of a fight, then pick the over-under in that fight, and then pick your favorite, your NBA basketball team that's a lock for you, or your college basketball team that's a lock for you. That's a 3-pick parlay right there. Just try to keep it strong. If you do those long, drawn-out parlays, 12-pick, 11-pick, 10-pick parlays, just make that a tiny portion of your betting portfolio, because if you keep making that the main source of your money, you're going to end up going broke. I mean, it's hard to hit a 9-pick parlay. Hard to hit a 3-pick parlay, so you can imagine doing a 9-pick one. So 2 to 3-pick parlays are best for you. And make sure if you're going to do those 9-pick ones, make sure they just a little small portion. You're just having some fun. You're betting on a KO here, KO there, a little prop bet here, prop bet there. And, and if you hit, great. If you don't, you didn't risk that much money to begin with. So good luck this Saturday, folks. I'll talk to you after the fights.